Hi guys, today I wanted to give you a little overview of my newest project. It's called the Sinus Project. That's what basically awaits you if you open the package. It's a fidget spinner. But a little different one. That's why I called it Project. As you can see, it comes with several tools and spare parts. And I just wanted to go through this to show you the purpose of each one. I think first we should start with the click mechanism. It's a pretty addictive feature, I think. But let's have a closer look. The main idea behind the concept was to build a spinner which can be changed or swept within a few seconds and without tools. So you have this inner core, which is basically held by magnets, and it just snaps into the main body. So the main bodies can be swept within a few seconds, different shapes, materials, whatever you want. This is like a very heavy tungsten copper gear. In future there will be something like this, a bar spinner, where it snaps in and you can easily just mount the buttons. Yeah, if you can, you can. This is just a 3D printed part and just a rough shape, so it's just about to show the mechanism. Or like this, a more complex one. Okay, but back to the core, you have the three main magnets on the outside, which purpose is to hold it in place, and they are also to the click mechanism. And you have another 6 magnets on the outside. Have a look at those later. Another thing that was very important for me is when I read through the fidget groups, for most people it's a big problem to change the bearings. Most need to buy a press tool and have to use Loctite and glue and all kind of stuff, and it's nothing you do just for fun. It's more if it's worn out or if you're really annoyed by the bearing and want a different one. And most don't even do it by themselves and live just with what I have. So each of these fidget spinners comes with this tool. It's basically a hex screwdriver, as you can see inside. It's the hex shape and the magnet. And so you can use it for normal purposes if you want to screw something in and out on knives or everything. But it has a special shape on the tip. Focus is a bit difficult here. You can see this outside shape, and it fits inside. You can unscrew this retaining ring. And now have access to the bearing. The bearing is a bit, it's a nice precision fit, but it won't come out because, especially if it's made of metal, because of the magnets around. So there's a small tool to push it out. Sometimes the bearing seat is even a bit more stiff. It's they have a bit more friction. It also depends on the bearing tolerances. So this is basically the first hex tool for the screwdriver to push the bearing out. In this case it was not necessary. And now you just take another one. This is a stainless steel hybrid bearing. Push it in. Tighten it, and that's it. Bearing is swept. And then you go back like this. Add the buttons. And within a few seconds, you have a working spinner again. Another feature is, as I mentioned before, you see the 6 additional magnets around in the core. And you can also see there's a second set of buttons. These buttons also have magnets. So if you mount these buttons, it already gets attracted. And now you can see it's more like gives you a haptic feedback. Let's add a second one. Which is an additional different feeling. And clicky still works. It just works from one side because of the shape of the core. But it's a very clear and crisp click. Yeah, I think that's already it. To push the buttons out, you can use the tool again. Some have this small groove, so you can even grab them and it's easier. And you come back to the standard buttons. Okay, I hope I can give you a little overview about the features, the tools, the materials, and the idea behind the project. That's why I call it project, because it's not just a single spinner. It's a lot of difficult components. I've been working on this idea for over 1.5 years, from the first idea to the first working and precisely working spinner. I'm a bit used to work with precision spinning things. Some may know me as custom spinning top maker. I've been making precision custom spinning tops for over 10 years now. And as you can see, they are also very complex in shapes, a lot of different materials, heat coloring and so on. And they are very, very sensible, and one little failure is basically a big fail and ruins the whole top. But even with that knowledge, it was a task, and I had a few points where I wasn't sure if it's possible at all to get it that smooth and balanced. But with the maximum precision, it finally worked out repeatedly. Yeah, of course, not just like that. And this is just a few of the parts I scrapped on the way. Yeah, but it worked out, and I'm pretty happy with the result now, and looking forward to adding more body designs. Thanks for the attention. If you find this video, maybe you follow the link, but usually on the COA there's a QR code which directly links to YouTube to this video if you want to watch it again, if you have a spinner later, or yeah, just want to share it. It's there and you can watch it whenever you want. Thanks, that's it so far, and I hope you enjoy the video.